Hello everyone, today I'm here to talk about Fall 2023 anime. And I realize that not everything has come out, and yes, I realize that I have not watched every single anime, and yes, it increases every year, every season, and it's a ridiculous amount each time, so I understand that I'm not going to be able to get through everything, but I'll try my best to get through as much as I can. So, first of all, we have Frieren. I already talked about it. Now, I didn't realize I did realize when I was making the video that there was 28 episodes, only realizing that as I was making the video. You know, I was really expecting it to be a 12-episode one, but I guess with 4 episodes to come out for the first week that it airs, I think that should have been a red flag to begin with. Now, it has a lot more time to work with, at least, than I expected. And, you know, 87, this could go higher. I realized how difficult that would be. It's very high already, so to bring it any higher than that would be very difficult, but I have faith in the show. Let's just get on to the next one. The Eminence in Shadow. I hope I said that one right. Great show. I didn't watch it, but I know it's a great show. The first season was very popular when it aired. 20 episodes. That's very rare. You see that only... What is another one that does that? With Fushi. Who is it? Fushi. I know. Yes. To Your Eternity. To Your Eternity also had 20 episodes in its first season. I forget if it had the same in its second season. But this, 82 for season 1. And now we have for season 2, 85%. I mean, like, it's really good. There's no complaints there. If you're into the fantasy and action, this is your show. Obviously, you could say the same about Dr. Stone. And obviously, it's consistent. 80, 82 there. I mean, it's prequel, 81. Consistent. That's about all I can say. And I wish I could say more. I know that for anyone who likes the mainstream kind of action, all right, it's not too mainstream, but it is pretty popular, I would have to say. How popular? All right, at least the original, Dr. Stone New World, 329 most popular. It's pretty popular. Let's just go with that. So, Spy X Family, Season 2, been getting very slow with the progression. I've really been hoping for a lot more, but we haven't half an episode of the dog. The main character's dog. Listen, that's all well and good, but when there's so many episodes that feel like duds, feel like just slice of life comedy, and, you know, that's all well and good. I really do like that myself, but when you're setting up a show with so much action, so much emphasis, so much drama, so much serious momentum, and it just fizzles out. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. It really is seen in the ratings. 85% for the original, the Core 1, if you will. Core 2, 83%. And now you have, hold on, Season 2, 81%. It's going down. And unless they do something very unique and interesting, I don't think it's going to be going up too much. And from your heads on a cruise ship expedition? I mean, come on. This isn't action anymore. What is this? Putting that aside, let's get on to the next one, which is Undead Unluck. And you know what? This gave me a lot of vibes, of Zom 100. Not necessarily like it's the same show. It's really not, obviously, you could tell. It's action, the popularity of how it just spiked out of nowhere, and how it got pretty decent ratings. I mean, 77, 78, and it's got all the time in the world. Now, of course, I'm still looking at Zom 100. I know it's not going to say it. It says it's releasing, but I know it's on hiatus. I'm not stupid here. I don't know what to make of this one. I'm just seeing it now. Whenever you have, you know, animals as main characters, it kind of throws a wrench into how I feel about it. But we're going to put that all aside and realize that it has pretty good ratings. So that's surprising, but again, not too surprising, but 25 episodes. You know, recently I've been thinking they haven't been doing that too much of making long seasons anymore. And you know what? I keep on getting wrong. Frieren, this one, what is it called? Shangri-La Frontier. And let's just move on to the next one. This one, I did watch it, or am watching it. I'm watching all of them currently. None of them are done. We're not even halfway through any of the seasons. The 100 Girls Who Really, 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 Really Love You. And I thought that was the most ridiculous title. And the plot isn't that great. It's 2 timing times 50. and it seems very insincere with the romantic feelings. But my god, the characters themselves pulled through. And I'm still on the fence between whether this is really as good as the ratings say, because I have a lot of concerns. And oh my god, this type of character. But in terms of the characters and their affection, it does feel sincere, and that's how it somehow pulls through with the ratings. Tokyo Revengers, Season 2, Part 2. Obviously, I'm watching this, so, I should know my feelings on it. And if you watch my reactions to it, then you would probably know that I think it's going pretty fine, consistent with all the other seasons. I have no issues with it. I think it's on a decent track. I don't think there's anything overly ambitious, but it's doing what it needs to do, and I think we could just leave it at that. Now, the Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. And I did watch the first season. I tried to watch the second season. I might go back to it eventually, sometime in the future, whenever I get a chance. I'm obviously watching a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff on my watch list for what I'm going to be seeing in the future. And at least Season 2 is going to be one of them. I'm not going to be jumping into Season 3 when I haven't watched Season 2 yet. And yeah, technically I've watched a few episodes of Season 2 and I just dropped it. But I may go back to it. Reasonably speaking, I actually might. Now, Season 3 is getting kind of the ratings that are getting somewhat close to the first season. I'm not going to bring that up right now. But obviously, Season 2 just tanked in terms of the ratings. I don't think that's a secret that the quality just dipped. But it seems, as of right now, that it's doing all right. So, let's go on to Goblin Slayer Season 2, which I thought was pretty good. You know what? I know it's middle of the pack here, and there's no issue with middle of the pack. And obviously, you had the movie. I didn't watch the movie. I didn't. But the first season was 71, and now you have, obviously, a 74 to 75. So, obviously, they're doing something a little bit better. And, I think it's just the consistent quality raised just a little bit more interesting, and we're getting more of a story, I'd have to say, if it was anything. The Ancient Magus Bride, Season 2, Part 2. Now, I just happen to have watched the latest episode today, even though I know I'm a little bit late on that. This show is having a hard time just finding its identity between action and slice of life. Finding that difference between the two has been pretty difficult this entire season with that show, and I think over time it'll either make or break it. If they figure it out, great for them. They're at a 77, maybe a 78%. Otherwise, it's going to be, 72, 73. Now, everything else is pretty underwhelming with ratings. I don't think it's a big surprise. There isn't too much to talk about. Obviously, you have this show. Seems somewhat interesting, I'm going to be honest. 24 episodes. I've seen it with the show Helk. That kind of reminds me of this for, a few reasons, I'm sure. You'd have, oh wow, the first episode runtime, 47 minutes. That's something. When you have a show that doesn't have the greatest ratings, but there's 24 episodes, there's a lot of time for that to get stronger, get better. And if it remains consistent, you know that you have a consistent show that doesn't drop out at the end. Let's just continue. This one, your general Yuri stuff. And you know what? It's getting decent ratings. I got nothing to complain about. I know it's doing well, and that's about it. This is your regular sports one that, like, 1 in a million that actually does well. Dead Mount Death Play Part 2. I heard that the ratings for the other one was somewhat decent. Yep, 72%. It's about what I expect, and this one's doing about the same. Let's just get on to the next one. Girlfriend, Season 2. Just the fact that I watched it is the reason that I'm going to say anything about it. Season 1 was obviously very dull, and Season 2, I don't know how it's getting the ratings it is. 70%, what the heck? There's nothing wrong with this necessarily, but the fact that I think that there's no way it's going to get better is kind of the reason why I can't imagine this staying a 70. And it's a 70 with a 71 mean score. I really don't see it, but if you do, tell me. Let's go on to the second to last one, let's just say. Our dating story. Let me just break it down so simply. The girl views dating as prostitution, and the guy has the slightest bit more of restraint and says, yeah, I'm not doing this. That's not what dating means. And that's true. That's not what dating means. The next one, which I'm going to say is the last one. A girl and her guard dog. I'm sure there's a million different reasons why this is wrong. and I'm going to try and go over every single one of them, because I think you deserve to hear every single one of them. The main guy, who is the pseudo-father, who is 26, the pseudo-father of the daughter, who is 15, and this is what is a romance? Yeah, does this look uncomfortable? I hope it makes you feel uncomfortable. You know why? Because they like each other. Or, more specifically, the girl who's 15 likes the guy who's practically raised her for almost her entire life, since she was 5 years old. And now she's interested in him romantically, and he is oppressive, to say the very least. He will beat the hell out of anyone who even gets her number. It's creepy. Now, I've seen other shows that are age gap and relationships, like After the Rain. I have watched that one, and that one wasn't that bad, honestly. This is 10 times worse. If you're a show that doesn't have amazing art, people will get you for that too. And it's not even the art that I really hate, it's the animation. They don't try with this one. Obviously, I could find probably a decent amount more reasons why this is bad, but the fact that this guy is the pseudo-father of this girl, and she likes him, I think that says enough as is. I don't know why it's 13 episodes for this thing. I don't know why you give it more than 2. But, and I know a lot of people aren't going to give it more than 2. A lot of people are going to be dropping it. I'm just going to let it be known that that's a very bad show. Anyways, that is fall 2023 animes. Yeah.